So I've just come in from my hot girl walk today. I received a couple emails. So the football camp that I applied to, we had a group training, and I also met some other people. I did not get that job, and I'm so bummed because I was an active participant. I introduced myself to everyone. However, ultimately they wound up going with other candidates, which, you know, I don't really have any control over, so it is what it is. But I am bummed about that because it was a football camp. I've been to a couple league games here in Spain, but I felt like being with kids who are like actively in it, I could learn a little bit more about the football culture here in Spain. Didn't get that. Then there's this residency I had my fingers crossed for in Chicago. Got that email today. We regret to inform you. And they went on with other candidates. That's the name of the game. I applied to this assistant teacher position in Houston. Didn't get that. And there's one more, but I can't think of it. So I had to do a little reset today, and I wrote down a new to-do list. I applied to a writing fellowship. I don't necessarily always highlight the fact that I write when I'm applying to residencies and fellowships, so this is something new. I think this is the second time where I have applied to a fellowship or residency where I'm leading with my writing. I feel pretty good about it. I had to share 500 words, a work sample, so they could basically understand the cadence of my voice, my rhythm in my writing. Going for it. I shared my why. The fellowship is in Portugal, so crossing my fingers for that. I also had an interview a couple months back to become an English teacher again, but that position does not begin until September. So I sent out a follow-up email. My hesitancy was that I was trying to figure out how to earn money between now and September. You know, I can't just be out here willy-nilly. I got my final paycheck from my contract being a language assistant with NALCAP, N-A-L-C-A-P, but that's my last check, so, you know, I'm pinching pennies right now. I do have groceries, so I'm cool, and I clear my mind by taking long hot girl walks so I don't know, become psychologically endowed rather, with stress. And so that's a little update. There's some other things that I can apply to. I made a list. Sometimes I come across things on Instagram, and sometimes I just do my own research, and then oftentimes I use Art Connect. And if something really speaks to me, or I feel like I have a portfolio that, I don't know, aligns with what it is that they're offering, I copy the link and I email it to myself, and the subject header says apply. So when some days are just designated to researching, and other days are designated to applying. So with the subject header as apply, when I open up my email and I'm ready to apply to different programs, I type in apply. Everything that comes up is quite recent, and I just apply to everything. I have a Google Drive, and in my Google Drive I have a folder. That folder is for residencies and fellowships. Click that folder, and in that folder is every residency, fellowship, or whatever the hell that I've ever applied to. And I keep it organized that way, so if they say no, prayerfully at some point they say yes, but if they say no, what I do is I keep track, and when they reopen their portal, I go in and I just reapply. And not with the same information, because I'm always making new work, so I adjust my portfolio, and I view my artist statement as like a living document, so I make some adjustments, but I just continue to reapply.